20-mile-per-hour zones save 8 times more children.
Cyclists do more than 20 miles per hour. That's what I've just said to you.
And I'm agreeing to you that my...
Cyclists who cause death or serious injury could face up to 14 years in prison after the government has agreed to change the law. Conservative MP Iain Duncan Smith, who's been campaigning for the change, says that cyclists should be made accountable for reckless behaviour.
Yeah, so should death by dangerous cycling carry a life sentence? Well, broadcaster Ed Adu says cyclists do need to be treated just like drivers. But Donica McCarthy, co-founder of Stop Killing Cyclists, says it won't make roads any safer. Good morning to both of you. Donica, look, at present, a dangerous cyclist can only be jailed for up to 2 years. And this is under Victorian laws that were constructed for horses. Sure. Surely the law has to be updated. Sure,
I agree the law should be updated. I agree that a cyclist who causes a death should be punished. Do I think that life imprisonment for a cyclist for dangerous cycling is an appropriate punishment? Absolutely not. Life imprisonment for somebody with a premeditated mass murderer, equating a cyclist killing somebody who steps off the pavement with a mass murder is insane. Do I think that the minister is telling the truth when he says this will make the road safer? Absolutely not. This minister...
But we do have a life sentence for a reckless car driver. So if a car driver can get a life sentence for reckless driving, why not a cyclist? It's still a death.
If you're using a bicycle, it's 20 kilograms. If you're in charge of a 2-ton vehicle, it can kill 5 people at once. What we're actually talking about, if we actually care about life and protecting lives, we look at this. Look at the record of this minister. What has he done? He has cut all the budget for low-traffic neighbourhoods, which cuts deaths by 70%. He is against 30 miles per hour limits, which cuts deaths by up to 8-fold, and he's eliminated almost all the budget for safe cycling. This is a minister who is blood-drenched and is making our roads dangerous, and he is lying when he says this law will make our roads safer.
But can I just say, what has it got to do with budgets and the strategy by the minister? If someone causes an injury and someone happens to die from that particular cyclist, then why make that comparison? Clearly, there should be no comparison regarding every motorist should be classed in the same category. And I think when it comes to cyclists, activists, people who are champion cycling don't want to have that discussion, and that's what is annoying to me. And let me give you an example. When I'm driving along, let me give you an example. In London, when I'm driving along and I'm doing 20 miles per hour,
why are you driving in London?
Because I should be entitled to drive in London. Because that's what I want to do. You see, this is the problem with having a conversation like this, and cyclist campaigners like you and others like to hijack it. It's about having a coherent discussion about how... And that's what we're trying to do. So let me give you my example.
Yeah, go on, give your point.
So you're driving along 20 miles, put my limit on my car. Why is there a cyclist doing more than 20? If I try and challenge a cyclist and say to them, why are you doing that? They want to have an argument with me. What's the point?
So you're arguing for the same proportionality to apply to cyclists as to drivers.
Because cyclists don't listen.
So I'm saying,
well, and also, of course, one of the issues is that cyclists don't have registration plates. If the driver is driving, you can find out who they are.
I'm agreeing with them that cyclists should proportionally be punished the same way. So if I am cycling on a bike at 20 miles per hour, it's equivalent of an SUV driver driving at 3 miles per hour. So your lethality at 4 miles per hour is more than mine at 20 miles per hour. And when you said what has it got to do with budgets? We both agree we want to make the roads safer. What the minister is doing...
How can that be done? How can you tell fellow cyclists...
Three ways. The minister could restore the budget for making neighbourhoods safer, which he has abolished all of that.
Would that make much of a difference?
The minister could restore the budget for cycling, and the minister could support 20 miles per hour. He is campaigning against 20 miles per hour zones. 20 miles per hour zones save 8 times more children.
But cyclists do more than 20 miles per hour. That's what I've just said to you.
And I'm agreeing to you that if I cycle at 25 miles per hour, yeah, that's the equivalent of you driving your SUV at 5 miles per hour.
So if you want equivalency... Because we're going around in circles here. This is about the Criminal Justice Act.
It's about proportionality.
but it's about cyclists doing... No, that's what you keep saying. It's about cyclists who are doing... Cyclists were not adhering to the law.
And just to be clear, one of the recent stories that perhaps triggered this whole debate and this law change was after it was revealed that a speeding cyclist doing timed laps in Regent's Park was involved in a fatal collision with an 81-year-old woman. But
well over 20.
But he was not charged with any criminal
place where I
offence.
was. The exact place where I was.
We're in agreement.
So that can't be allowed.
So all three of us are in agreement. Yes, there needs to be a law to punish people doing dangerous cycling. What we're not agreed on is there should be life imprisonment. That is insane.
Yeah.
And what we should also be arguing is we want our roads to be safer. So why have we got a minister...
But would you say the same thing to a bus driver or a truck driver?
Why have we got a minister...
If a case came to court, would you say the same thing?
I'm agreeing that there should be a law.
So if a case came up... No, you're not... If a case came up...
You're saying that there is a difference. The speed limit cannot be the same.
If you want the same proportionality...
Because the impact is not the same.
If you're driving something that's 20 kilograms and something that's 2 tons, there has to be
proportionality. If a case came up, a similar case to court, if it was a bus driver and a truck driver, and God forbid someone was killed, are you saying that in their case they should not be given a life sentence and it's got to
what
move
I'm
on?
saying is that
you are saying that.
What I'm saying is proportional. That if you actually drive a 20-ton
if it's ridiculous that a cyclist kills somebody, it's ridiculous a bus driver kills somebody if they get a life sentence.
Do all three of you agree that the minister has cut the budget for road safety?
It's not about budgets. It's about common sense.
Do you agree with that?
Let's just pause it there, because we did ask you, should causing death by dangerous cycling carry a life sentence? And 83% have said yes. 17% have said no. Right, thank you to both of you. A really interesting debate, actually.